Hello and welcome to CNN News 18 with me, Ayushman Singh Jamwal. Our top story is tragic news coming in from the IT capital of Bengaluru. A 22-year-old girl named Bhanu Rekha lost her life as heavy rains lashed the city today evening. A family of five was travelling from Hyderabad to Bengaluru in a rented car when their vehicles got submerged in the KR underpass amid heavy waterlogging. The fire and emergency team reached the spot promptly and rescued 5 members of the family and admitted them at the St. Martha Hospital, where unfortunately Bhanu could not be revived. Now, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah also visited the family at the hospital and announced rupees 5 lakh as compensation and free treatment to the rest of the family members. The crumbling infrastructure of the IT capital, ladies and gentlemen, continues to take lives. A young woman has lost her life because her car got stuck in an underpass in the IT capital of the country because of waterlogging. And this is happening again and again in the IT capital, ladies and gentlemen, where stormwater drains continue to be covered by illegal structures and there is no cleanup of stormwater drains, which allows drainage of the floodwaters which lash Bengaluru regularly. Now, my colleague Ritu gets us this report from Ground Zero.
In a sad incident, that 22-year-old girl lost her life. So this is that car in which this whole incident took place. After that, this vehicle that got stuck in the waterlogged underpass in KR Circle. So that you can see in the visual that how it looks like at this point in time, where this 22-year-old girl was sitting in the rear seat. So that's the place where she was exactly sitting. Well, there were also other 5 members in the same car. So many people who did see this particular car getting submerged into the waterlogged underpass. So they tried rescuing these members. So 5 of them were being rescued on the spot. However, the fire and emergency team also reached the spot immediately to take this vehicle out of that waterlogged road. But by then it was really late that the locals who were here could rescue 5 members, but 22-year-old girl couldn't come out of this car, so she got stuck over there. And what we are given to understand from the hospital team is that right after that she was being moved from this particular location to the hospital. She was even more critical, and yes, now she's also been declared dead as well.
And Bengaluru civic apathy rears its ugly head once again, ladies and gentlemen. When will the horror end? That is the question we're asking. We've opened our phone lines. Please share your views. Call us on 0120-434-1895 and share your perspective as the urban death traps in the IT capital of this country continue to take lives. I want to get to my colleague Ritu, who's joining us on the broadcast, who got us that ground report where she showed the car that was submerged in that underpass where that young woman lost her life. Ritu, what is the latest from Ground Zero?
Well, that's a tragic incident that took place in KR Circle underpass, that we did see how the car got submerged in the waterlogged underpass, and while there was an attempt from the locals to rescue all those 6 members who were stuck inside the car, but it all left unhelpful. It was not helpful at all to the people who got stuck. Now, what we're also able to understand is that the family was traveling from Andhra Pradesh and was here in Bengaluru to explore the IT city. But never, the family did not know that how the day would turn out for them, because they were, after exploring the Kapan Park, they were heading back to their location, and that's when this whole tragic incident took place. But however, the locals who were there at the spot tried rescuing them, while locals succeeded in rescuing 5 of them. The 22-year-old got stuck inside the car. The people over there tried breaking that whole window as well to take her out. By then, a lot of water had entered already into her body that they couldn't save her at all. But however, she was rushed to the hospital very immediately, where the doctors declared her as in the brought dead. But we did see how the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, the newly sworn in, the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah also visited the spot, took stock of that whole damage as well. And also,
Ritu, I'm sorry to interrupt. We'll try to reconnect with you to fix that audio line. But those visuals on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, you can see how people were pulling that car out of the underpass, which was submerged in water. Now, this was a family that was traveling from Hyderabad to Bengaluru, and this young 22-year-old lady, she unfortunately succumbed. She unfortunately has passed away because the car got stuck in that underpass because it got waterlogged. Now, her family is currently receiving treatment. Now, the Chief Minister has announced free treatment for the family members, but this young 22-year-old girl has lost her life. I've also got a tweet from Siddaramaiah. He's tweeted out in the wake of this tragedy that I have asked the Bengaluru City Police Commissioner to take back the zero traffic protocol for my vehicular movement. I have taken the decision after seeing the problems faced by the people travelling along the stretch where there are restrictions due to zero traffic. But that is a band-aid on a bigger problem that is the urban death trap that the IT capital seems to be becoming. Now, the Congress party has told CNN News 18 that they will take every action to ensure that there is no more loss of lives due to the crumbling infrastructure in the IT capital. Ritu is back with us on the broadcast. Ritu, this announcement that has come in from Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, it's not a real solution when it comes to the problems that Bengalurians face on a daily basis when it comes to the crumbling infrastructure in the IT capital. Ritu, can you hear me? Right, we'll try to reconnect with Ritu to get the latest from Ground Zero, but I'm joined by Madhu and Rao of the BJP in the wake of this tragedy that has come to light in the IT capital. Now, Madhu and Rao, what would you say once again when it comes to the IT capital, one of the biggest urban centers in the country? We're seeing this loss of life taking place. A young 22-year-old girl is no more because her car got stuck in a waterlogged underpass. What do you have to say?
See, first of all, I think it's a sad incident what has happened. Our heart goes out to whatever has happened, and we are very sorry for that. Secondly, I think the government which has come now, perhaps a week from before, they were already only in the situation up to the CM swearing in. Would you believe this place is not far away from the place where the CM swearing in took place, if you can remember? What were the authorities doing? I really do not know. At this point of time, they should have been at least ready. I am 100% sure the authorities would have got all the information from the weather department as to how the rains would be. In spite of it, if this is the scenario, you just think over after in the next 5 years to come how the situation would be. I hold this administration entirely responsible for whatever has happened. I mean, for a second, I really feel sorry for the state of affairs. And if I can even get reminded of all your viewers that, the place where we are talking about was built during their regime. I mean, I am really sorry for the state of affairs because of the Congress party.
But Madhu and Rao, you've been in power for 5 years. Why are underpasses in Bengaluru still getting waterlogged?
The point is this: the underpasses have been built. Can you just destroy it within minutes and build it? The infrastructure has already come up. Would you want to again? See, when it was built itself, it should be properly built. Now, take an example of even what has happened in front of the Vijayawada flyover. When was it built? Why was it scientifically built? They destroyed it. Again, they constructed it for metro and other purposes. I mean, see, this is the problem which comes up. But with regard to this incident, I'm very sure of this, that the government of today and the authorities, they must be ready. Were they ready? The question is this: they were not at all ready. And how far is it from the CM swearing in from the Kandirava Stadium? It's hardly a kilometer away.
But Mr. Rao, they have just come into power. You've been in power for 5 years. What happened to improving the infrastructure of Bengaluru so that underpasses don't get flooded?
Be it as it may, my point is only so much. What were the authorities doing? You mean to say that the authorities did not know anything? Under whose control the authorities were there? You think even before the swearing in, we will be in control of the authorities?
So you're telling me that the minute the Congress would have come to power, they should have cleaned all the stormwater. They should have cleaned all the stormwater drains in right after swearing in. What were you doing for 5 years?
Did the authorities not know who's coming into power and who will be the chief minister? In spite of that, you think that they will not be knowing anything? My only point is this: you could make up so much of arrangements for a CM swearing in. Could you not make any arrangement for a rain as if the authorities would not know anything from the weather department? Is it what am I to understand?
That is bizarre. I'm also joined by Nagaraju Yadav of the Congress party. Mr. Yadav, that charge coming in from the BJP that you were unprepared. You have just come into power, but you were unprepared when it comes to keeping the conditions safe for the people of Bengaluru because of heavy rains.
First of all, I really feel very sorry for the girl who died. It is not acceptable. Very much fine. Let us have humanity. Let us not do politics on this. Just now I was hearing to the BJP spokesperson talking, saying that what were the authorities doing and all. It is not a matter of authorities what they were doing. What kind of a underpass, where was the water supposed to go? What was supposed to be done was not done in the past government. What were they doing? Why are they blaming the authorities or anybody else? We have just come to power and we will settle all these things. And they cannot keep on telling that what was the arrangements made for the chief minister. Why are they so jealous about these things? Is this a way to talk? We have come to power and this is not acceptable. It's against humanity. Bangalore city people need a better infrastructure and we'll put it in place better. We will not come here to sit to blame a political party or an authority what they are doing it. It is completely the negligence of the entire BJP and misadministration, maladministration is the result of all these things. We have just taken power yesterday and we are aware of this and this is not supposed to be acceptable, these things. We will definitely take care of this. This should not repeat all these things. All this has happened. It is nothing but the result of the past misdeeds of BJP government. And they are answerable for all these things and people will continue to punish them in the upcoming parliament election. They have shown the place where they have to be there after getting 65 seats. Still they are trying to talk in arrogance. They don't have any respect for human life. Is this a way they are trying to make politics out of this? This is not acceptable to this one.
Right.
It shows how inhuman these people are.
Right. Mr. Rao and Mr. Yadav, I would request you to stay with us because we're getting callers from Bengaluru. I'm joined by Harish from Bengaluru. Harish, please go ahead. The BJP is saying the Congress is to blame. The Congress is saying that the BJP is to blame. But a 22-year-old girl has died because her car got stuck in an underpass.
It's such an apathy of political parties and political things. Who has changed Bengaluru for last 15 years? Whoever was in the government. I have been in Bengaluru. I've been working in Bengaluru for last 27 years, and Bengaluru has seen an IT boom since 2000, but infrastructure has never changed. You know, you have all the freeways, all the ways that is constructed, but nobody is using it. Money is going into the coffers of the politicians, both be it Congress, BJP, whoever it is. You know, we don't want to name leaders' names here. Okay. You know how DK Shivkumar was in SM Krishna's regime and what he is today and what his brother is in Kanakapura. Okay. So I don't want to go into, saying this. And we know what was Siddaramaiah's role when H.D. Devegoda was there as chief minister and what he is today. He is saying he is going to remove his protocol, but is it going to be a permanent solution? They are not talking about Bengaluru Development Authority being given a free hand. It should be given a free hand and all the areas wherein infrastructure development has happened will be a planned thing. You know, Jayanagar is a planned city.
Right.
BTM layout is a planned city. There's no challenges there. Mostly now. If it is challenges there today...
Harish, I completely agree with you that the people of Bengaluru seem to be caught between the BJP and the Congress and there's no solution. I'm getting another caller from Bengaluru. Ashok is calling us from Bengaluru. Ashok, once again, a loss of life because of the crumbling infrastructure in the IT capital. A 22-year-old girl has died because her car got stuck in an underpass. We've heard from the BJP saying it's the Congress's fault. The Congress saying it's the BJP's fault. How do you react?
Firstly, let me tell you that the political parties are busy making their own money in BBMP as well as in their own politics. Blaming each other is not going to help. This is tragic that a young girl has lost her life. And I have been always, if you see my Twitter, I've been saying pathetic. I have shifted from Mumbai to Bangalore about 11 years back or 12 years back, and now I'm a complete Bangalorean. I feel very sad that I don't drive only because of the traffic in Bangalore. Not that I have too much of money to have a driver. It's so pathetic. It's so bad. And politicians simply sharing the blame game, putting it on another. It's very tragic. As somebody was saying, it's such a lovely city, which is one of the finest places for growth, startups. I am into startups. I don't know. I mean, you feel very sad. I mean, I'm quite an old man. I'm 66. I mean, she is such a young girl starting her life and losing her life. And everybody is blaming, what is the point of the CM going there and meeting the family? I do something on the roads. Roads are pathetic. I go to Indira Nagar. I stay in Karnataka roads. Look at the roads. Pathetic. Look at the traffic. Pathetic.
Absolutely. I hear you, Ashok. I mean, it's a very tragic story that is coming from Bengaluru. A 22-year-old girl has lost her life. And why? Because her car got stuck in an underpass which was waterlogged. Lakshman Rao is calling us from Mumbai as well. Lakshman, what do you have to say when it comes to Bengaluru? You see these urban death traps, the same you see in Mumbai as well.
No, Mumbai is also same, but to some much extent it is better now. But Bangalore, I have visited 3-4 times. I found it is very pathetic and people are very selfish. They have no money. I only say that instead of taking oath like deputy minister, chief and chief minister, that minister, this minister, they must take oath to improve Bangalore and save lives. All roads are flooded. All sewage is not working. It is a horrible condition in Bangalore, very selfish people. This much right. I want to say. And you being in the media, highlight it, please. Highlight
absolutely,
it.
Absolutely.
Don't leave it in a small column. Highlight it.
Absolutely. Lakshman, I hear you, and this is something we need to address when it comes to one of the, this city, Bengaluru, is the pride of this country, and we can't have incidents like this. I'm getting more and more callers from Bengaluru. Niranjan is joining us from Bengaluru. Niranjan, a tragic story coming in from your city. Please go ahead, Niranjan. Niranjan, please go ahead. What do you have to say?
Sir, good evening, sir, good evening, sir. So these political people, they are politicizing the issue. It is happening from so many years. None of the government has taken the proper steps to see that the underpasses are logged during the rainy season. What all these people have done, everybody was there. Congress government was there, JDS government was there, BJP was there. It's all, it's old wine in a new bottle, that's all. None of the politicians, they are not worried about the public life. They are looking only into their own personal affairs. What prevented all these years to take care of all these things? Just see, monsoon is ahead of this thing. So they should have taken so much of care to see that their lives are saved.
Absolutely. You can feel the anger from the people of Bengaluru, ladies and gentlemen. Niranjan there expressing his views. I'm also joined by Santosh from Bengaluru. Santosh, a 22-year-old girl, her car got stuck in an underpass. It got waterlogged and now she is no more. Another tragic tale coming in from Bengaluru. What do you have to say living in that city?
Yeah, see, I've been living in the city now for the last, I think, 28, 29 years. After I left the Indian Air Force, I'm ex-flight lieutenant. Now I work with the IT and the BPO companies. All of the way the infrastructure in Bangalore has dilapidated over the years. This is the first incident now. So look at the other incidents that will keep happening in the city will be the electrocution, Look at the wires, the internet wires that are hanging everywhere around the city from the electrical poles. I think it is only a, tragedy that is waiting to happen now. I think something should be done to, set this right quickly and immediately so that the lives can be saved. It is really very, very pathetic. So much of, we say that, we are the fifth largest, economy today. We are the fastest growing economy today. But you ask the Bangaloreans who have lived here. Unfortunately, I have to make this statement, sir, that, we would have been better off in Bangalore as a third world country, not the fifth largest, economy in the world and the fastest economy that is growing today. So it's very unfortunate what has happened to the Bangalore. I think the authorities and the new government should do something about it so that it becomes better for us, lives for the citizens in Bangalore better, and the lives can be saved in Bangalore.
Absolutely.
That's all I can say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Santosh, for sharing your perspective. The need of the hour is for the government in power to make this a priority, to revamp the infrastructure of Bengaluru, to ensure such tragic incidents. A 22-year-old young woman, ladies and gentlemen, her car got stuck in an underpass. It got waterlogged and she is now no more. I'm also joined by Chandra from Bengaluru. Chandra, you must be very angry looking at this story.
Hello.
Chandra, please go ahead. Your perspective on this.
Yeah, thanks for putting me on the line. Yes, I'm very angry and very upset. I've grown up in Bangalore and I've seen Bangalore grow the way it has grown. And I don't think any political party is going to make any big difference because they don't have the moral authority to drive the civic authorities to do their job. Because there have been so many compromises that they just don't have the courage to go and tell the civic authorities to do their job. All of us have been watching the weather forecast for the IPL match, so we know it's going to rain. Why were we not better prepared? We know which underpasses have problems. Why are we not better prepared to respect the life of the citizens on the street? What is the point in the politicians visiting the hospital now and saying, I'll give you compensation? I just think that we've just lost the moral fiber. Politicians don't have the guts to ask the civic authorities to do their job.
Right. Thank you, Chandra, Thank you, Chandra, for sharing your perspective. Another tragic incident has come in from Bengaluru, ladies and gentlemen. A 22-year-old girl, her car got stuck in an underpass and now she is no more. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah there on the right side of your screen visiting her family who survived that ordeal in the hospital. But this 22-year-old girl, her name was Bhanu Rekha, she is no more. The Chief Minister has announced free medical care for the entire family as well as compensation of 5 lakh rupees. But the urban tragedies when it comes to the crumbling infrastructure in the IT capital continues. The Congress has told CNN News 18 that this will be their top priority to ensure the infrastructure is revamped.